wiggle out, jump, run, somebody.
I'm scared.
I know.
Bonnie Laufer is back with 2 new films. The first is one that got a lot of buzz at the Toronto International Film Festival, Room, and Bonnie spoke to the 2 stars. This is based on a Canadian bestseller.
Yeah, the book Room, written by Emma Donoghue, who lives actually here in Canada. She lives in London, Ontario. She's amazing. She's an Irish. That started off in Ireland and came here, and when I read the book I had no idea, but this is the book, people, and if you haven't read it, it's an amazing read. So let's sorry,
Marlene,
it the wrong way.
Yeah, she read it like 2 years ago.
Yeah, and same with me. And I remember reading this book and thinking, how on earth are they going to make this into a movie? Because it's very, very difficult. The premise is if you're not familiar with the story, it's about a woman who had been kidnapped, young girl, she was about 17 when she was kidnapped, and has a baby in captivity, obviously, by her captor. But her and her son are in this small, 12 by 25 garden shed inch room, and they've lived there. And so the little boy, who's 5 years old, knows no other existence other than being in this room with his ma, he calls her. Now, it's such a hard story, and your heart breaks when you watch it, when you read it. It's incredible. But this movie has been done with such sensitivity. I mean, every time I talk about it or think about the performances, I want to burst into tears because it is so moving. It is so wonderfully made. It is so well acted. This kid, Jacob Tremblay, who plays young Jack, he's from Vancouver. Mark my words, and I am making it my personal campaign for this kid to win a Best Supporting Actor award. He is phenomenal. So I spoke to him. He's 8 years old. I think he just turned 9 after the film festival. The most adorable kid you've ever seen in your life. But we talked for a while. He's very, very smart. And I said to him, how do your friends feel about you being a big star? And you have to hear what he has to say. So let's hear from Jacob Tremblay.
Well, I don't really talk about it that much because, if you talk about it too much, it might make someone else a little jelly. So, and my friends only know that I've done Smurfs 2 so far because that's the only kid movie I've done.
That's the only ones they can see, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want your friends getting jelly.
No, you don't want to be jelly. No, and it's so cute, because his parents were in the room when I was doing the interview, of course, and they're the nicest people. They're not Hollywood parents.
Yeah.
His oldest sister, who's 12, is also in movies. She played Robert Downey Jr.'s daughter in The Judge. His younger sister, who's like 3, I don't know, also acts.
And I saw her in that movie.
Yeah. Amazing. I mean, this family is phenomenal, and they're from Vancouver, and this kid doesn't stop acting. I mean, he's got role after role after role. Yeah. So we are going to see him at the Academy Awards, mark my words.
Okay.
Brie Larson, who plays Ma, is phenomenal too. She is she's going to be a huge star. She was in Short Term 12. I remember seeing her in that, and small indie film, amazing actress. And I talked to her. I was just so moved by her performance and working with Jacob. They were so close, obviously, because they work so closely together. But let's hear from Brie, and I talked about, with her, about how she connected with young Jacob.
He's just a really good actor.
Yeah, he is.
I really didn't expect going into this project that I was going to have such an easy experience with an 8-year-old. I was expecting to have to work a lot harder, to have to try and trick a kid into doing things, but you didn't have to with him. He was just incredibly well prepared, completely understood his character, and loves it.
Yeah.
Really loves being on set.
Wow.
Anyway, highly recommended. Go see Room. It opens up wide next week.
Coming out at TIFF, you said Oscar Buzz, and you said the same thing about
Trumbo.
Theory of Everything.
Theory of Everything. I did. I pegged it on. I have a me and Sean Leathong, we're jawed together. Yes, I pegged it, and this Room definitely will be nominated.
Before we run out of time, talk about Trumbo.
Yeah, Trumbo, starring Bryan Cranston as Dalton Trumbo. He was blacklisted real-life screenwriter.
Part of the
the Hollywood 10.
The Hollywood 10, the communist blacklisting.
Yes, and Bryan Cranston, again, I for sure will be nominated for an Oscar. So let's just hear quickly from Bryan Cranston about playing Dalton Trumbo.
Dalton Trumbo joined the American Communist Party because he thought it was the best party to put more people to work during the Depression. That's why he joined.
Yeah.
And then they say, are you now or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party? And he knows that the question is intended to be derisive and to be accusatory. It's not a crime to be a member of a political party that you may not particularly care for. And despite the fact, they still sent him to prison because he didn't want to answer that question.
different times, but
Yeah.
that Blacklist ruined many lives.
It really did. And he won, Oscars, and posthumously, he Roman Holiday. He didn't even get recognized legally, really,
Yeah.
until a couple years
So
ago.
another worthwhile watch.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Bonnie.
You're very welcome
See you at the
anytime.
movies.
We'll see you
All right.
soon.
See
Okay.
you right after the break with another hour of Morning Live.
I'm scared.
I know. I'm going to be there in your head talking to you the whole time.
Shock. Like hello.